factual, factual. Hashtag is tactical, but tell him to get thee behind me. We are guided through the living vine. Beloved, our souls are really on the line. Please repent before we're out of time. Before I enter into the tabernacle, I had to get my act together. I had to quit procrastinating. I was a disaster waiting. I was really a mental patient. The life I lived was actually crazy. Daily I was flabbergasted, surprised how my marriage lasted. I grew up feeling like a bastard. Now I serve the only master who can get me to the hereafter. Seeds of life he planted in my backyard. Now I'm happy to gather up my crops in this season with my brand new tractor. I keep it a buck, I ain't no actor. Shucks, I had to relocate my spirit immediately. Silly of me to engage with the enemy repeatedly. Bending me over backwards, but my resilience is infinity. Sending me on a goose chase, but my GPS won't hinder me. When it be hard to adapt to your environment, get down on your knees and recite the same prayer that the Messiah did. When it be hard to adapt to your environment, get down on your knees and recite the same prayer that the Messiah did. Hallelujah. You should repent of your sins, but don't be greedy. Sheesh. Endure to the end and receive your reward for obedience. Insurance, I'm covered by blood because I needed it. His love come from up above, and yes, it's heaven sent. Shelter in the tabernacle, praise to the Most High. He will have you actual and factual. Hashtag is tactical, but tell him to get thee behind me. We are guided through the living vine. Beloved, our souls are really on the line. Please repent before we're out of time. Before I enter into the tabernacle, I have to repent unto my master. Faster than you heathen bastards. Before I give up the ghost like Casper. Before I see the rapture and witness all you pastor actors get captured and snapped up. That day is gonna be savage. I'm melanated, oh yeah, I'm full of carbon. My footprint derives from the beginning of time and from the hardest part of the galaxy. I'm born with superhuman qualities. Submerged in the deepest waters, my body is filled with particles. And when the firmament starts to fall on top of us, we're living inside of an article. There'll be no time to fight and fuss, so I must pray in Yah we trust. I must obey his will before the earthy rush. Shelter in the tabernacle, praise to the Most High. He will have you actual and factual. Hashtag is tactical, but tell him to get thee behind me.
Do you know just how good my God is? I'm so thankful, thank God I got this. He's so great, wonderful that I'm his. And I promise that he is so
where you thought I would be. They left me up in the trap, all they had was a key. But God is good, how he saved me from water that deep. I know the shepherd never strays too far from his sheep, no indeed. He may not come when you call him though, but he always on time like the morning show. That's why I praise him like I'm singing in the high note. And I give thanks, I'm the 12 that he died for. Rose from the valley full of dry bones, and every day I'm fighting for the kingdom.
Allow Yah, eyes up, but every knee gon' bow Yah. The spirit moved upon the waters, it got life in it. Let there be a firmament and you put lights in it. Sitting above the waters is your footstool. Every tree yielding fruit, that's that good food. You put lights up in the heavens for season and days. And our years too, we trying to get back to them ways. You put life up in the waters, all the moving creatures. Every heartbeat is yours, y'all, we truly need you. Abba, forgive us, cause sometimes we take this life for granted. Everything belong to you and you can make it vanish. You're the Alpha and Omega, got every advantage. If you mark iniquities that ain't nobody standing. Earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, they keeping commandments. The sun and moon is in his order, just by opposite. You put the sand for a bound that the sea will stop. Can't hide nothing from the Abba, y'all, he see the heart. Made man in his likeness, we corrupt the image. Sent the son and second Adam, obey him, no blemish. Offer himself in his hand, commanding his spirit. Commanding his spirit, commanding the Ruach, God, but I pray that they hear it. It all belong to you, seeking with fear and trembling. Noah was found perfect, y'all, the waters helping. Obedience bring righteousness, the Father felt it. And man, Enoch walk with him, put his will first. Stay humble in this relationship, we still dirt. The covenant, the Holy Spirit, it belong to him. Psalms 18:6, he be a phone to him. It hit different when we understand we all renting. Are you a servant or a hireling? You know the difference. The 24 elders know why we existed. Our binoculars in your presence gon' give us a sentence. You the judge, everlasting life, complete the mission. Finish the course, keep the faith, y'all stop sinning. As he dwell between them cherubims, looking down on the earth, who really serving him? He waves, but they repenting not to give him glory. He sending plans, but we still think it's our story. To the one that made it. If they ain't putting up no fight, then they don't need saving. The Sabbath belong to Abba, it ain't need changing. America ain't the land, we need Canaan. We gon' lay up on this rock just like Jacob did. The promise around the corner, y'all forsake your sins. Our deliverance belong to him. By that blood, he took us back with all these wrongdoings. Sometimes I look at my hands and be like, Abba made it. We corrupt the image, so he sent the Savior, but we plot to kill him. Look at our behavior. A holy man that was teaching us to love your neighbor. He the bishop of our souls, y'all, we gotta labor. Psalms 102 and 13, it's the time of favor. Messiah got the keys, don't let the devil cage you. No, when it all said and done, no one to be a stranger. No, like the part from me, I never knew you get the step. Whoa. It's up to him if he forgive us of these transgressions. Kingdom belong to him. 1,000-year reign, that belong to him. It all belong to him. We gon' sing these songs to him. Eyes to the east, that land belong to him. Yes, it all belongs to him. Oh, yeah, it all belongs to him.
That's what happened. You be touching stuff.
I didn't do that. Nah, I didn't do that.
Yeah, you did. Where you go? Well, shalom, beautiful people. It's gonna be me and only me tonight. Now, I'm just playing.
Both of y'all having technical difficulties.
I'm telling you. I think I was
no mic not on. He just disappeared.
He just.
So I know y'all hear that, right? You hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
That's crazy because I was hearing it before the show started. That's why I disappeared. I'm finna do it again. Hold on.
What do you hear? I don't hear.
Hello, y'all. It's me, NIO. I'll be your host for this evening. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Oh well. That really sucks because that's one of my favorite cuts, man. Y'all can hear it going on. All praises to the Most High.
It stopped.
Oh, it stopped?
Yeah.
Why did it stop?
I just stopped it.
Oh, you could have let it go, but that's okay though. That's okay. Yeah, you could have let it go. It was gonna stop at the end anyway. But welcome to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. I'm your host here, Yeshua Judah. We got our Yob and Yahoo and Benat Shalahaya as well. Hey, if we did not tell you this week, we're gonna tell you right now. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much for being a part of our show. Y'all could be doing anything else other than, but y'all have made way to come here to be with us tonight. And for that, we want to say to die. We got some good news as well. Hopefully it's okay for me to share it, but Big Country, the Hebrew, he's doing much, much better.
Yes, yes.
Sister Delta and my wife have been talking. And I know she also posted it as well. So all praises for that. May the Most High continue to be with that brother.
Yeah.
May that brother continue to grow in strength as well,
I
and
was
that
able
he'll
to-
get back to his regular routine. What you say, Ayo?
I was able to chop it up with him the other night for a couple of minutes, man. Just to, hear his voice and check on him, and he was getting some rest. But yeah, he said he's doing much better. So yeah, man. Yeah, that's the homie. That's the big homie, man. I first met him down in Atlanta a couple years back, and we've had a few conversations on the phone. And the other night I didn't realize I had missed a call from him. So when I called him back, he was, he in good spirits, man. So it was good to hear his voice and good to talk to him, man. So Big Country, like Ox said, we love you, man. We praying for you, and we're gonna see you through this thing together, brother.
Con, exactly. Hey, we are all we got. And the closer I get to the Most High, the more I realize that us as a nation, we better hurry up and start acting like one, because with what it is that we report on this show and the way this earth is shaping up, we gonna have to realize that we are all we got for real here in this earth, man. And we gonna have to have each other's back, because when I tell you the stuff is coming down the pipe, and once it get going, it ain't gonna be no stopping it.
No, that's the thing. It's not gonna stop. It's boy.
Ain't gonna be.
It's like a snowball. It start off little. Once it pick up that momentum and that steam, you can hang it up.
Well, it done already started. It's already
man.
It done already started. And what we seeing, like the Akinaz, Ayob and myself, man, we tell y'all we text every morning, and some mornings we'll have, some detailed texts. And I think it was this morning we had one of those detailed texts that, both of us was in agreement with. I can't believe what we seeing with our own eyes in real time.
And this is the thing we saying. It's like you got so much out there that it'll be an underlying thing that our country is going through right there, but it'll be so much about Drake and Kendrick and Sexy Red and Olympics, but it's this one glaring thing that I'm sure we'll talk about that nobody is. And like Ox said, we was just like, it's like it's a movie script, bro.
That's what it is.
I cannot believe that these are the agendas on point. And this is what y'all are talking about.
And they hitting it.
And they
hitting it on the head, agenda by agenda. Ain't missing a beat. Because where we at right now, which you have heard us say, and Ak, you said something so profound last week. And I can't remember what's his name. The Ak to be doing the videos. I can't think of his name right now. He came back and he actually collaborated with what you said when we was talking, and you talked about the ancient spirits. That's where we are at right now.
Yes.
That's where we are at right now. We are seeing the ancient spirits starting to take form in this earth. And what's scary about that is that these ancient spirits are starting to manifest themselves in people that we deal with on a daily basis.
There's people in Yasharal.
And people that is in Yasharal. When you said that last week, that was, in my opinion, that was probably the apex of the show, because that's exactly what's going on right now. These ancient spirits, and why they are so riled up is because they understand that their time is short. They understand that the Messiah is on his way to come redeem his children. Yo, this is a wonderful time to know who we are. It's bigger than us just talking about Kwam Yasharala and that it's bigger than all of that. This is a beautiful time for us to know who we are and let us get back to the ancient ways of the Most High, man, because he coming to get us up out of this piece, man. I'm happy.
I'm excited, and I'm excited like you are because again, in real time, we seeing it with our natural eye, and again, our spiritual eye. We seeing it. We seeing it. We seeing it firsthand. We seeing it out in the world and in the nation. And he said he would deal with us first.
And that's exactly what he's doing.
And that's what's happening, bro.
Judgment must first begin in the house of Israel.
And his family. Like a dad.
Right.
A dad say, they're not my children. I'm gonna tell them to go home. I'm gonna scold them. But you, it's you. That's what you said to your child.
Exactly. Our kids done came to us a couple of times. It didn't take long for them to understand. So and so parents, let them do it. Those not my kids. Those not my kids. I don't care but you are mine. And I'm saying no.
That's right. And we just keep on, the Most High is like, no, or wait. And we just keep on saying yes, yes. And we get it beforehand, get it before he wants us to have it. And we just, here it is. Now it's 3, 4, 5 years into the truth. Now some of us just destitute, ready to give up because we didn't listen and wasn't obedient.
Because we didn't listen. That's right.
Years ago, when we first came into it, the pandemic hadn't happened, and it was kind of 2017 was a good year. Everybody was, but now it's 2024. Floods happening.
We're finna find out what you made of.
The economy.
About to find out what you made of. Excuse me if y'all heard that. Yeah, we about to find out what you made of. He said, I will refine a man as gold. How do you refine gold? How do you get the shine out of the gold? You gotta go through the heat. Gotta go through the heat. I'm gonna end it on this one because I know we got some stuff we could probably say all this.
You know I was about to turn off my notes and the screens and just listen.
You know what? It's a good thing she ain't got control of the mic. She'll probably cut our mics.
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. I was gonna sit back.
The moderator.
3, 1, and 2. You are all that I have known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for your iniquities. Hey, that's daddy talking. Therefore, I will punish you for your iniquities. So yeah, with that being said, welcome to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. We got a great show lined up tonight. This is going to be great. Ayo, my brother, welcome, man. I miss you.
Missed you, bro. Missed y'all, man.
I'm not
happy to be here.
What you got for us?
Y'all talking to me now?
Yeah, we talking to you.
Oh man,
Indeed.
Just have to give y'all a hard time. That's all.
I know it.
All right, so just a few announcements and a few things coming up, and then we got a hot show lined up today, so we're gonna get right to it. Don't forget to support our sister Shemaya Mkwal. She's performing live in Houston. I presented the information on the show last week. I'll actually present some more information next week, but I just wanted to kind of put that on everybody's mental Rolodex. So be looking for that information for next week. The new edition of the Light Hebrew magazine is out. Please make sure you go check it out. A lot of great information, a lot of great content. You might see some people on there you know, and then if you don't know them, you'll get to know them. So go check out the magazine. Sister Delta and her team worked really, really hard pulling this together. Sister Delta and the Light Hebrew magazine actually have some swag bags that they would like to be able to give out at various events with your items in there. So any product samples, business cards, flyers, anything that you have that you consider swag that you want to give out at a Hebrew event or whatever events they're putting on, please send your information to the lighthebrewmagazine.net. Get in touch with them and they will tell you what you need to do to start having your.
I can give my pick with the fist.
Did you create it? Make it? Do you have multiple?
I do got multiple.
Does it say Truth Be Told Flex Podcast?
Oh.
No, then you probably don't want to give those away.
Oh, okay, then.
I apologize. Y'all see what I have to deal with?
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. So Kulinati, for all of your music beats, anything that you want put out there in terms of music beats, please reach out to kulinati@yahoo.com. I had another video in here, but I'm still working on my technical skills, so it may or may not play.
There it is.
Yeah. You can't hear it, can you?
Can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
No. Okay.
It's a
I'll
good
get it
visual.
right. I'll get it right for next week. I just want to
Culinati.
make sure, that you
Yeah,
guys.
you got some experience with the Culinati, don't
Yeah,
you?
Culinati, he mixed and mastered the latest single, "Everlasting Love." Amazing job.
Oh, okay.
Which is
Yeah,
fine.
he mixed and mastered that. So all praises, man. Culinati is a great engineer, guys. Again, you need mix and mastering, you need tracks. He got it. He got it. Reach out to my man. That's my guy, man.
Songwriting.
All that. He got it.
It's all kinds of
He
stuff.
got the whole shebang. So reach out
Right.
to him,
It's
man.
a one-stop shop for
Listen.
sure.
One stop. You ain't got to stop no more.
Already. All right.
Already.
So I think that's the end of my announcements. Yeah, that's the end of my announcements. So we're gonna roll right into talk amongst yourselves. I don't know how much you guys pay attention to the news or news feeds. I know I get news stuff all the time, but this one came across my feed, and then I had a really difficult time finding it again. However, you guys remember this guy? We reported back on him in, I think, like May, maybe
Episode
into
1.
April, somewhere in May.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I think it was at like episode 149 or 148, something like that, 150. Something like that.
It might have been. I don't know. I don't remember. At any rate, this is the gentleman who was supposedly released for allowing his students to take down his hair.
Mhm.
He apparently has been reinstated.
Yep.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so on his TikTok page or his Instagram page, he actually has a video where he's saying he was actually never terminated. They suspended him, sent him home 5 days without pay until they completed the investigation. And essentially what they did is went in and looked to make sure there were any other incidents of inappropriate behavior or anything that could be deemed as inappropriate behavior. And he said he was actually glad that they did a thorough investigation instead of just letting some weirdo back into school and not done their research. They did the research on him, reinstated him. So
He's young too. Ain't he?
yes, he is a fairly young guy.
I think one of the best things that was working for him was that he videoed it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, you didn't. Based on the video, you could tell there was nothing out of the ordinary, out of place going on.
Weird.
Yeah, there was.
Hey, can I say this right quick? Ain't it crazy how Kamala and her team is taking the word weird and making it go viral?
A whole nother
It's just-
level.
yeah,
You know,
like-
just got added to
Bro,
the
You know what I'm
dictionary.
saying?
That's what I'm saying.
like, what the hell?
That thing got limbs, arms and legs, eyes and teeth, and is out here walking the earth. Like, it's crazy, bro.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so
Hold on, man.
it's 'cause he spoke out of tune.
Yeah, I know, right. 1 second. All right. Can you hear us, Ayo?
Yep.
Oh, we came back quick.
Yeah, we
All
back
right, I
quick.
see
There
you
you
working
go.
with your technical
Yeah,
skills
I
over there.
pulled it up this time.
Real good, real good.
All right. So you guys remember this gentleman? This is Daryl George. This goes back to the Barbers Hill High School here in Texas. So apparently his mom filed a federal civil lawsuit alleging violations of the Crown Act, First Amendment, 14th Amendment, and sex discrimination. The judge threw most of those cases out with the exception of the sex discrimination because he said that the school had not clearly defined why girls were allowed to have long hair and boys were not. So he threw all of the other ones out, including the Crown Act, which is federal law now, and went with the sex discrimination because, you know, the big push on.
Right.
Okay, so it wasn't just me that looked at it that way. The whole gender.
Right.
Yeah, so because they weren't able to make a true distinction, they weren't able to give a really good definition, according to the judge. That's the only one that stuck. So
Yeah, because
anyway.
you can't identify what a gender is nowadays.
Basically, that's how I took it.
Yeah.
That's how I took it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's more to come on this. This guy's actually a senior this year, if I'm not mistaken.
He's been going through this here for
For a minute, for a couple of years, man.
yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, it might just be me, but I think he is to the point now he's so frustrated I think he almost wants to cut his hair off.
Cut it off. That's what he feel like.
Yeah, I mean, just the look on his face, his head being down here, it just seems like he is so.
Wouldn't it be something if he
now.
win and then he cut his hair? That'd be some stuff that I'd do.
Yeah, right. Win and get some money and win a lawsuit, then cut it all off
with a fresh fade.
Man, too much. All right. So in weird news, this gentleman here, this is Mr. Frank Carrillo.
He look like Bill Clinton.
You know what? He apparently was charged with threatening to kill Kamala Harris. He apparently had threatened to kill Harris, Biden, and the FBI director. And all of this was mentioned way back in February. It just so happens that Harris's name was mentioned 19 different times. So he mentioned acts of violence, including firearms and the type of firearms that he owned. He has an interesting email address. So I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty with it, but go look him up. This again is Frank Carrillo. Go look up his email address and then look up what that name stands for.
Frank Carrillo.
Yeah. Interesting email address. It sent me down a rabbit hole. So if y'all choose to go do this research, good luck. Let me know how you come out on the other side.
I guess Kamala and her team is like, how dare Trump have an assassination attempt on him?
Thing.
And we got to
sprinkle something in there.
Yeah, you know, you know what I'm saying.
Now the other interesting thing is there's no real information on him.
We're gonna go find the weirdest looking cat.
And I mean, he don't look like he gonna do nothing but
man
sniff some glue.
They paid him. If you've ever watched Better Call Saul,
you know,
he used to go pay random people to take the fall for certain things.
Because who's gonna post about what kind of guns they got? Yeah, I'm gonna kill Kamala Harris, and I got 3 AR-15s.
He did have one. He did.
Oh, okay. Come on, man.
It does give me very much. Trump had an incident, so we're gonna have one too. We're gonna have something similar.
With her collard green cooking self. She probably don't. She just said green. She probably don't even know what collard green is.
What is a collard?
What's the difference between a collard, a turnip, and a mustard?
Mustard collards are all the same, right? No, they ain't.
They're green.
Kamala. Yeah, they're green.
Did you wash them first? Oh, she did wash them in the bathtub.
They had so many that they had to wash them in the bathtub. Yeah.
You know what? Okay.
Had to.
All right. Man, moving on. All right. So this is, I cannot remember her first name. I think it's Michaela Skinner.
Kayla Skinner.
No. The one in the background. Yeah. Michaela Skinner. So apparently she made some salty comments about the women's gymnastics team. She said something about them not having work ethic, being lazy, that kind of deal. So she was on the Olympic team with Simone, I want to say in Tokyo. Mm-hmm. At any rate, to me, this is just me personally, because that team was very diverse. There was only one Caucasian on the entire team, on this year's team. Mm-hmm. It's very diverse. Her comments give very much, I'm bitter. So she made these comments about them being lazy. They didn't have work ethic, whatever. So after they won the gold medal for the all around events, Simone, in true sister fashion, posted with her team and her gold medal, lazy, no work ethic, and a bunch of gold medals behind it. Right. So that being said, Miss Skinner here is being very Karen-esque because she decided to make some comments. Simone made her comments. The fans came for her. They responded so much that this girl is now begging Simone to ask her fans to stop.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh yeah.
Simone got her a hive. She got her a hive.
Simone.
No, okay. We need to.
Got to call it the gym.
Yeah.
She got some flippers.
Gym rats.
She got something.
Yeah.
That's good. She ain't. It ain't the beehive yet, but it's on its way.
Right.
You say anything about Beyonce on Twitter, boy, the Beehive come for you. Listen, this
I
girl,
heard.
she reaching out to Simone. Please tell your fans to stop. And Simone was like, "Look, I ain't the one to say
Yeah,
anything."
what I'm gonna
That
call him
sound
up for
like
you?
that's a you problem.
Yeah, you
Right.
started
You
that thing,
started
man.
it.
Yo.
And they ran her out on Twitter. I mean,
Yeah,
and I don't condone this.
exactly, y'all
Apparently, she got some death threats, which is serious,
Yeah,
but it's not Simone's. That's not her fault. That's you
right,
gotta man. Come on, a lot of times you just gotta
right.
let this
Just be
team
quiet.
lead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because
So
you're thinking don't mean
I'm
you get to say
assuming
it.
she didn't make the team.
I don't even know that she tried. She's married now and has a kid,
Right.
so I don't
I
even know
think
that she
she-
So
tried.
yeah, so she
I just
really
think she was
should.
being bitter.
Yeah, she should just for real. If
Jealous.
you ain't even try to make the team, you just need to be at home, watch the Olympics like everybody else.
Mhm.
Yeah, just be quiet.
And
It ain't got nothing to do with you.
shush it
Right.
out.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Like
That
Come.
part.
like, you know what I'm
That
saying? Like
part.
she was just, oh, they're not gonna be nothing without me. Watch. And then they started doing their thing, getting coverage in the Olympics, and then boom, won the gold, and now here you are looking crazy.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Bless her
Asking
heart.
for some help.
Bless her heart.
Bless it.
When you play Karen games, you get Karen prizes.
What?
All right.
Sit down.
Please and thank you.
Sit down.
Okay. I don't even really think I need to give much commentary on this. Y'all see what they say?
Yes.
That's a children's book.
That is a children's book. A children's book. There's really no opinions, no feedback, no articles. I mean, it may be because it came out in 2019, but even at that, there's no real detailed information on this other than where you can purchase the book and how much it costs. That is it. That is all. Why?
I hate it here.
Okay. All right. And I'm not even going to give commentary on this. I'm going to let y'all figure this next one out. This bleeds right into, no pun intended, this next one. Oh, man. It didn't take. Okay. So, what was up here was the men's restroom, a couple of urinals, and a box of tampons.
Oh yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's the VP of Minnesota doing. Was it from Minnesota? The school, the picture that you had.
Mhm. Oh, you know what? There it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's who she picked as her running mate.
Tim
Yep.
Walls, who we didn't even last week in the show, we didn't even like
Didn't
he
mention
wasn't
his
in the-
name.
yeah,
He
'cause
didn't even
wasn't
hit
in
the radar.
Yeah, he wasn't on the radar yet, but he just come out of nowhere.
Right.
But now you see the agenda that
Con.
I mean,
And it's for real too, man. It's
real, man. That's what we
it's so real to the point to where, and we have seen it happen before, even in our lifetime, to where certain words change meanings and they disappear as if they never existed. And now they're not just working on words; they're working on whole beings now. People, who we are as a people, they are for real at war with the Most High, man. And so, since they can't touch him, what are they gonna do? They touching his children, which is us, man. And yeah, it's in the words of Ayob Ben Yahu, it is diabolical what it is that they're doing.
So that's a great segue into this next one. And this is our first official hot topic, if you will. Massachusetts introduced a bill where they could redefine parenthood, stripping away father and mother. So the reason that they're doing this is because they say regardless of marital status, gender identity, or sexual orientation, the state senate wants the governor to sign off on getting rid of the term father and mother, so that it's more inclusive for people who may not have a traditional, in quotes, family. If you got two moms, two dads, it's not fair if your parents have to be identified as mother or father. So they want to say parent, not mother, not father, parent, or the person who gave birth.
Well, that sounds like something the devil will make up.
Connecticut, Maine, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont have already passed theirs.
Are those all blue states? I
You
wonder.
know it.
Great
You know
question.
it. They are. No,
Because of
They
where they
all,
are?
they all blue
They are
states.
all blue states. Because those are the states that actually, when they pull up the electoral college, Fox News or whatever, they already punched in. They blue. They already
already,
them. Yeah, that's
not no
and it's-
swing, not no purple. They
never.
are blue.
Never. And they all add up to like maybe 35 to 40. They only like 6 electoral
Right.
votes apiece, but they are
Right.
automatic blue.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So, what next now? What do you guys think is next?
You want me to go ahead, Aki? You want me to get
I'm not
this?
even putting the timer on y'all today. Just
okay.
I got you. I
Just
got you.
go.
I got you. Okay, then cool. But it's interesting to me that off of what we was just talking about, that this bill awaits the signature from the Democratic governor, Mara Haley. I guess I'm pronouncing that name right. But tell me this, since you didn't put the clock on us, let me run this by you. And you too, but not studying for this particular topic. It began to make sense to me as why the Democrats began to support the LGBTQ community as much as they have been, because the three of us, we are all old enough to remember when either of the parties gave little care whatsoever about the homosexual community.
Yep.
While I was studying this, I got to thinking about Lyndon B. Johnson. I couldn't find none of the quotes, but I know he had some homophobic things that he said, which was a Democratic president that was in office, right? Being gay was the greatest sin in Washington. This was from an article that I came about that was in the Atlantic. And in this article, it was talking about a guy by the name of Bob Waldron. Okay. You guys can look him up if you want to. And he was about to fulfill his lifelong ambition to work for President Lyndon B. Johnson. But because he was gay, there was forces that was in the White House that was going to make sure that he was not going to ever work in the White House, right? Totally different than what we got today. So the question I was asking myself, well, what happened in the span of 64 years? The Democratic Party. This is what I want. This is what I want to ask y'all on. The Democratic Party began to lose support from the Black community. One of the reasons they began to lose support was because so many of us started going to colleges. We started becoming professionals, which meant that we no longer needed that handout from the Democratic Party. And we started looking at money differently, which meant that now we starting to lean towards conservatives or red, because we understanding that they deal with an economic side more than a give side, right, of the Democratic Party. The other reason, though, I said that they was losing the Black vote is because the Democratic Party was also being exposed as the political party that was destroying proper family structure. So
Dixiecrats.
exactly. So the Democrats, they had to create a whole nother group of supporters.
Yep.
If they losing the Black vote, they had to create another group of supporters, which would be the LGBTQ. Look at the verbiage that's in that bill, right? It says we're going to, and she talked about it. Scratch out the word man and woman and put in its place persons. We're gonna scratch out mother and put in this place the word person or who gave birth. Striking out in line 4 and 9, this is the document, the word father, each time it appears, and insert in its place thereof, in each instance, the following word, other parent. So they say, well, we losing it here, Ayo, right?
Right.
Let's get behind these homosexuals
That's
Let's start promising them things so they can take up the slack on what it is. What they always say: if you take something away from somebody, you got to do what? You got to replace it. What's your thoughts on that?
That's profound. I real quick. You said something. You said that Lyndon Johnson, like the reason these quotes are not on the internet because he would actually drop the word maggot, but
Right.
instead of an M with an F.
Right.
I ain't gonna say it because we are definitely being.
I looked too and I couldn't find it.
You're not gonna find it, but they were there once upon a time. Oh, he dropped the F word around with maggot plenty of times.
Right.
This is what happened. The so-called black church started to kind of be like, wait a minute, and it's crazy that the BCRT, Beyond Critical Race Theory, is kind of along that lines tonight, what I chose. But to make the point, you said that Lyndon B. Johnson, like, he'll never get in the White House because he's a maggot, and we know what word FOW. But I want to read some of this Fox News article. This is what's happening. Democratic State Senator Julian Sir, a co-sponsor of the bill, celebrated its passage, writing, LGBTQ families like mine. See
I saw that. Come on now.
That's so far away from Lyndon Johnson. Was like, man, they'll never get in here.
Man,
when we started to kind of decline in numbers, they had to replace us. Like I said, they had to replace it with somebody. It's just now they thought that the world would be full with these people. So they say, well, the voters are not turning this way. 2-parent household, 2 men and 2 women household with 3 and 4 kids adopted. The parents are not turning this way. So we got to put them in Congress. And here you go. Democratic.
That's exactly what that article said.
She is a senator. She said she co-sponsored the bill, celebrating its passage on Twitter, or formerly Twitter, which is X, writing, LGBTQ families like mine face excessive and expensive hoops just to ensure our children have the security of legal parentage. What? What are you talking about? But you see that language? You see how they talk? They say, we can't get them to the polls to vote. We're just going to let them be in Congress so we can pass these bills. And the liberal world, this is what's scary about this momentum that Kamala Harris does have. It is just, I hate to say it, it is reminiscent of 2008. They got this certain energy now that they didn't have 2 months ago. When Sleepy Joe was running, there go the fireworks. Y'all see the fireworks? Yeah, I'm right. All right, I'm speaking good. When Sleepy Joe was running, they was just like, oh, now there's this excitement around. They just ready to go. And that's what's scary. They almost like they got this thing in the bag. And if they do, this is what you're going to see. In the next 4 years, you're going to see almost every senator. They want to phase out the old conservative traditional.
Exactly. And that's the point that I was making.
Traditional marriages, they want to phase us out and bring these new folks in. They say we can't get them to the polls to vote. We'll just put them in Congress.
That's right.
We'll just allow them. That's
right. And they working on the kids.
That's exactly what
they're working on that younger generation, because you got to think, when we die off, when we are no longer around, they already educating these kids to think like this here, to talk like this here, to believe like this here. So that means that another 10, 15 years from now, the word man not going to even exist. That was the point that I was making when I was saying words change meanings and or they disappear.
Yep. That's it.
The word man not going to even exist. Not going to even exist.
Well, think about it. This is on a slightly different level, but think about some of the word choices we used to use years ago that people wouldn't even bat an eye at. Like referring to somebody with cognitive disabilities with the R word.
Right.
You can't say that now without getting canceled. Right.
And that was a medical term.
It was a medical term.
Yep.
And because somebody took offense to the term because somebody referred to their child and they all of a sudden decided we don't want that to be a term anymore. Now y'all are no longer able to say it.
Midget. Can't even say
Can't say midget.
Little people.
Little people.
You got to say little people. It's crazy. It's crazy. and again, the worst thing you can do online these days is offend, hurt somebody's feelings.
Yep.
And you will, boy, I told y'all when I got in 2016, man, I got into it with Hillary Clinton and Trump supporters. I mean, they was pulling out bar graphs and the African American family doesn't own a house till they're 30-something years old, and I was just like, cute. Your bar graph is cute. They was coming for it. I was bar graph one man on. They was coming 60 times before I could even reply. And
right.
See, my feelings wasn't hurt.
Right.
But now, that's all you got to do. Hurt somebody's feelings, and a whole community cancel you. They call you job. They do, and it's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It is absolutely
and that's what's
ridiculous.
happening with this stuff, man. You can't say nothing to this Democratic senator. You can't say nothing online to her and her wife. If you do, guess what? You're gonna get canceled.
Cancel. Yep.
You'll get fired. They will kick you out of school. And this is the thing where Zechariah, where it says, "Oh, nation not desired." This is where they come in, play at, because look, I say it now. I'm gonna say it until y'all should come back. That still every other nation can say whatever they want to say about us.
Yep. There is no protection.
There is no protection when it comes to us. And that was one of the things too, when they started jumping on the LGBT, when that Democratic Party jumped on the LGBTQ thing, one of the first thing they did was what? Gave them protection. Look, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I don't know if this is in one of my notes somewhere down the road, but if so, I'm gonna go ahead and say it now. What's gonna happen is, which they already at that point, you know how we always say that they don't recognize us until 4 years, until every 4 years. Right. It's gonna get to a point where they're gonna have so much support from that LGBTQ population that they not even gonna care about us no more.
Yeah, we're gonna be put on the back burner
again, like always.
We are no longer gonna be served their needs.
You see what I'm saying? Yep. So now they ain't even gotta promise us anything that they gonna break anyway. They ain't even gonna have to waste their time to even promise us, that we gonna take care of you, because they're not gonna need that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, man.
All right. It is. And so this next topic was a
so no clock it out.
No clock.
So you got the time then?
I got it.
Okay then. All right.
Hey, y'all on probation.
She done gave the keys to the car.
Look,
hey yo.
Hey, that clock be hawking you down from the back. Man. You be breathing down your neck, so it kind of feels good without tonight.
I got some other controls over here. Okay, I'm letting y'all take it for a spin, not a joyride. Okay. All right. All right. So Iman Khalif of Algeria and Lin Yuting of Taiwan made Olympic headlines due to the status or unknown status of their gender. It was initially reported that Khalif was a trans woman after forcing another boxer to drop out after 46 seconds into the first match. Then later was reported that Khalif was born a female, but due to genetics and some chromosomes, it was determined that there is still confusion on this. Lin Yuting has a similar genetic chromosome variance. Both boxers have Sawyer syndrome.
Was it confirmed that they had that?
This is what they're reporting.
Okay.
Which typically is found in boys and men. However, both boxers have been competing as women from the beginning. So, knowing what you know about both boxers, how do you think their boxing careers should have been handled?
Lin Yuting.
Lin Yuting. Is that a male name? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. See, because Lee or Lin is a prominent surname in Japan or China.
Right.
So you don't, Lee or Lin, they spell it Lee or Li or Lin or just Ln. Right. So you really don't know. But this right here is so confusing. And this is
Man,
the
he
agenda.
was in my notes.
This I know it because the Ruwalk be moving because this is what we're talking about at the first of the show, y'all. You know how grandma used to say, baby, we living in the last days. Our first two topics are mother
Last
and father
days.
leaving the whole stratosphere of pronouns, and now we confuse, are they males, are they females? Well, they said she was a male, but she shared chromosomes of X and Y. Like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Not at a regular boxing match, but at the Olympics.
Olympic.
This is a world renowned, and I this is my perspective, and I'm gonna throw it to you guys. I believe this is scripted because they want this. They want the lines blurred. They want this mixture. They want you to be like, oh, I'm a male, but if I get the operation, because I can't win in the male boxing, or I can play soccer with the women in 4 years. Like, this is crazy. This is asinine. This is diabolical.
Everybody is equal. Everybody
That's
equal.
what they're trying to. Yeah,
That's
inclusiveness is dangerous.
And look at our first two topics. And these are not topics we just picked out of the air. These are main, they are circulating in the main, you know what I'm saying?
Mainstream news, yep.
Like, I just, with the whole IBA, the International Boxing Association, they're in trouble with the Olympics because, like I said,
but can they really be in trouble with the Olympics though?
Well, see, the Olympics is saying the International Olympic Committee is saying, IBA, you can't just come to us and mess what we got going on up. You're supposed to have all your ducks in a row before you get here. Now, the IOC or the Olympics is like, why wasn't these men or women tested properly
prior?
But they were.
But that's what the IBI is like. IBA is like, look, we did. Now the IOIC is coming short of saying, well, was there any doctors with gloves in the room that can feel downstairs to make sure? That's basically what the Olympics is saying. Y'all should have done that if you had any. And the IOC, and I get what they're saying. The IOC is like, y'all knew there was a smidgen of doubt. You weren't exactly 99.9 sure. There was 97.3. So the other 0.7 or 0.17%, you had this confusion going on, but you just pushed them on it.
So let it go.
But go ahead.
Which one of you said that you think it was done intentionally? That this
I
was,
believe.
So, and I'll give you the stage. I just wanted to say this really quick. You know how for the gymnasts, the sprinters, swimming, some of the more popular, I would assume boxing is probably one of the more popular sports at the Olympics outside of maybe like nobody really knows anything about ping pong or badminton. I think I saw it in the Olympics this year. But that being said, this is a big enough sport that you should have known, or we should have known ahead of time that this was coming. Right. The first time we heard about it is when
that girl
when she
46
quit.
seconds.
This should have already been out there. So it was like they hid this intentionally.
Right.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
But this is my question, and maybe I read it wrong because when I said you was in my notes, you were in my notes for bruh. I can't tell you how many times I read this article trying to understand it. I done watched videos. I done looked at the news. It's just hard to understand what's going on, right? From my understanding, the IBA suspended these girls.
Right.
Okay, so we on pay, right? They suspended them.
Yeah.
The International Olympic Committee, the IOC, what they're saying is that the IBA didn't release their medical forms to them. Okay. But the IBA told them and even gave them a letter, which the IOC admitted that they received the letter. So at this point, and I'm with you as far as it's scripted somewhat,
right?
But I'm almost still on a fence of believing that something is not
on.
right with
Something not
these
Oh, yeah.
individuals.
Oh, for
Right?
sure.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm
Something's not-
saying?
Right.
So I'm putting more blame on a International Olympic Committee than the IBA because I can't release somebody else's medical.
Right.
Now, if you the reason why the IBA said they suspended them is for the protection of the athletes, and they gave that information to the IOC. Now, if I give you information, Bernard, you want to buy a car from me, right? I'd be like, look, I'm gonna tell you, car look good, car run good, but on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the brakes don't work.
That's so random.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you decide to buy this car, you need to do your research and find out why Tuesdays and Thursdays.
This car don't work.
Look, IOC, when these two individuals came your way, it is now your responsibility to run your own tests.
And that's what the IBA is saying. And the IBA
That's how I look at it. I'm thinking that the IOC is the one that hit it, going back to what you're saying. The IOC knew what the hell they was doing from the start.
Right.
Go back and look at the daggum opening ceremony. This is Paris that we talking about, where they have nude news on.
Right.
People don't know what go on over there in Europe.
They got different stuff going on, boy.
You see what I'm saying? And so for when they got the information on these two, whatever you want to call them, I don't know what to call them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even being disrespectful here because this is my first time ever hearing, what is that syndrome called? Saya syndrome?
Yeah.
And for the people who don't know what Saya syndrome is, check this out. It's a rare genetic condition where they are born with XY chromosomes, which would be a male. Right? XY chromosome, which would be a male, but externally, they will have female appearances. So that's like a super female, a male, female, and they will have high levels of testosterone, male testosterone. So
go ahead.
This is my opinion, and y'all tell me what y'all think about this. The reason they test for doping is because of advantages, right? Mm-hmm. It will give you increased testosterone, right? And it will give you an advantage to win, whether it's racing, boxing, or whatever, right? So if these chicks, or whatever you want to call them, even if they're not doping, but if you test them and they got high levels of testosterone, that still gives them an extra advantage. Or if you find out that they have this Saya syndrome, I still feel like that they should not be able to box.
Well, the Swire syndrome, maybe they shouldn't be allowed to box. But having high levels of testosterone, there are women who have high levels of testosterone.
Male levels?
Look, they produce facial hair. They have high levels of testosterone, hence the reason they have facial hair. What I'm saying separates this situation is the fact that they have that syndrome where they have the XY chromosome.
Right.
Okay. That's what separates them from anybody else that just has high testosterone. So I wouldn't necessarily lump that one in there.
What you say, yo?
Man, I don't even like. I'm like you. I had to read that, so I guess what the IOC was saying was like after the match they tested them and they found high levels of testosterone, but then the IBA was like, "We told y'all that. Y'all knew that," and so that's what I gathered. So again, you can't call them. They just people. I'm gonna just call them people.
There you go.
These two people are
this
now.
Is the real time that you can actually say that.
Persons.
Yeah.
Persons. Like you say, I'm saying like this is what we are, man, and it's crazy. But my humble, truthful opinion is just like the case. She was like, "Yo, I ain't ever been punched like that." She 46 seconds.
Right.
That was a dude that hit her.
Right.
That was a dude that was transition in the last 4 years. And just like we had, I can't remember the dude that was swimming.
That ran track.
or that was
Oh,
There was
no,
one
no,
that
no.
ran track and it was one that swam.
Swam, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? This is
Every
what
4
they
years,
want.
one of these freakazoids come out.
But this is what they want. Like I think Elder Nasaya said, they want to normalize abnormal behavior. They want this makes to them, like I said, in Europe and in Paris, this is where these games mostly come from. They're Greek, from the gods of Olympus.
Exactly.
So this is their, you know how we get into the Bible and we found out it is our culture and we have to get back to the ancient past. Well, guess what? This is their ancient past.
That's what they doing.
This is what they doing. They're getting back to what they when they were little and their ancestors 2,000-3,000 years ago was doing. When y'all watch Game of Thrones and those TV shows like that, man,
That's
this
how
is
they
what
live. That's real.
Yeah, that's what they
the
do.
Vikings, this is what they did.
That's what they do.
The tribe of Dan, if you look up the history of the tribe of Dan, that's why they the Most High was like, I'm done with y'all, because they migrated up into Europe and taught them some crazy sorcery stuff, and then it was taught, and now this is sorcery. This is what's happening.
Yep.
And
My
they want
boys and I go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying they want the lines blurred, and this is why this article had me baffled. I was like, I don't even know what conclusion.
It was hard to read. I mean, not hard to read, but hard to like
come to a resolution and conclusion on what's going on. And this was one of the first times I was truly stumped. Like, man, you got two committees, and they.
So the question I asked both of y'all then: should they box or not?
Well, I said they should be in their own class. They should be in their, because I'm sure they're for them to have a whole syndrome for it, a name for it. There's got to be others,
right? And
that's my opinion. There's got to be others. So I would think they should have their own class of fighting, and maybe possibly even include trans. I'm just saying.
There you go. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we
even
gotta
Clarissa
hit the next
Shield.
topic, y'all.
Okay.
We gotta hit the next topic.
Okay.
All right. So
that's crazy.
That thing is
yeah. What is Republicans for Harris? So there apparently was a campaign kickoff to woo voters who are at odds with Trump to vote for Harris. Her team is trying to create a permission structure for GOP voters who would otherwise have a difficult time voting for Harris. The effort will rely heavily on Republican to Republican voter contact, with the belief that the best way to get a Republican to vote for Harris is to hear directly from another Republican making the same choice. The approach the Harris team is taking is basically a, quote, campaign inside of a campaign. Do you guys think this campaign strategy will or will not work?
What you say?
Man, like I told y'all, it's scary to say, but they got some. When it comes to politics and campaigns, just like 2008, for some reason, what they call grassroots, I mean, they're hitting every pocket that you could think about, and it's just, I don't want to give them no credit, but it's smart.
That's exactly what I said in my. That's exactly what I said in my notes.
So shifty, and they call it strategy, but I'm like, man, y'all. And again, in 2008, they said this dude, if we play this right, he is so-called black, we can win everybody over. And now you see Republicans for Harris. What? To actually name it that is so bold. And you know why they doing it? Because again, like I said, there is a lot of old traditional valued Republicans and conservatives that just don't like Donald Trump still.
Yeah,
they didn't like him 4 years ago.
And they definitely don't like his pick for VP. They don't like Vance.
They don't like that.
They don't like Vance
because now they say you guys are putting us against women. The stuff they've done, you know.
There you go.
And they're gonna. And now you got a woman running. See, Kamala, she a little different than Hillary. Everybody's kind of had their take on Hillary and the Clintons in Haiti and the land that they bought and Bill Clinton's stance on the jails with Biden. But Kamala is a different kind of animal right now.
She's a little bit more charismatic.
A little bit more polished.
Even though, like I say, she don't say nothing. Like, man, I did not realize when I was making that point that there's like whole TikToks about some of the crazy stuff that this chick say. This chick,
right? But
yeah, this chick.
We have a short, not we, but people have such a short memory, And just like Trump one-liners, what did we say about the debate? All we was gonna be hearing the next day was these line zingers and chucks and pearls. That's all you think about. It's cute to them. It's we just love Kamala.
She done graduated.
She done graduated past that. So, but still, that line is still embedded into new voters, people that's just turned 18. They were 14 4 years ago. So they remember the Lisa Simpson, Chucks and Pert. Like it's just it's these one-liners and these these singers and these sound bites. We're in the age of sound bites.
Right.
And to me, that's why this GOP Republicans for Harris is going to work, because that alone, that's a sound bite.
It's going to work.
They had white men for Harris.
Yeah, it's going to work because, and this is the thing, I believe, and both of you guys have heard me say this several times, I believe that the Democratic Party is going to steal the White House. Look,
man.
Without an electoral college and you allow the people to vote, there is no way that Kamala could beat Trump. None, right. Especially in a short amount of time that she's got to prepare to run. Right. So what they doing, and like you said, this is so smart. This is like strategic. This is for real a chess move right here. Yeah. We thinking three moves ahead on this one here, man. Right. Right. Because with this here, they're going to be able to say, look, all they need is, and you said it in your opening statement, to have Republicans say that they behind her. Mm-hmm. All they need is two great names to say that we are behind her. With the amount of money that her campaign got, you can go buy actors to say that you are Republican, that you flipping to go with her. Now, all you got to do is convince the people, because right now the Democratic Party is controlling the media, convince the people that this is really happening. So when they steal the election, now it's easy to justify, she really won. We got Republican votes, we got women votes, we got LGBTQ votes, we got the Negro vote. Hell, we even got white people to vote for us. White men. When in reality, that many Republicans probably didn't flip to begin with. But when you control the media, you can make it look like you want to look. So just a slogan, like you said, Republicans for Trump, that's genius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Republicans for Harris.
Yeah, Republicans for Harris. That's I bet you Trump and his camp right now, they losing their mind.
They losing it. And
Trump pissed off because they didn't think of something like that first.
There you go. Thank you so much, sis. Because me and Ak was talking earlier. You know, the first thing that they talked about for this Tim Walz guy, the governor of Minnesota, not the bill he just passed about the tampons in the bathroom. But you know what? You want to know what the Trump campaign has been attacking him on all day today and yesterday? His DUI.
Yep.
DUI. That's the best y'all can do.
That's it.
That's it.
DUI.
They failing Trump, man.
They failing Trump. And that's what I tell you this morning. I said, Trump, I said Trump should fire his entire campaign staff.
Man, look at
Let it be known to a disclaimer that we are not Trump supporters.
Right. We're not Trump supporters.
It's almost like when we get to talking like this.
Right. But I know it sounds like that.
If somebody was to walk in the door and hear us talking, they'd be
Trump supporters over there.
And I'm sure somebody right now paying that little $15 to go check. I'm registered as an independent, so you can go check. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. I'm registered. Years ago, look, when I seen
I ain't even registered.
When I seen Get Out, the dude at DMV, when I changed my party affiliation from Republican to Independent, he laughed and he said, "Seen that movie Get Out?" And I said, "Yeah." I changed to donor. I put donor to no on my license, and I changed
exactly that. I did. Yeah,
he was an old black dude.
I felt so much safer too. I immediately felt safer.
Man, I was like, man,
I ain't gonna come up missing now. I can keep my kidneys.
I that thrown in all my party affiliation, boy. But I think it's to answer your question, Banaf. I think it's gonna work. And that's like I said, that's the scary thing is the fact that they're strategic. Like Ox said, they're a few chess moves ahead, and it's it's everywhere online. Trump's in the tailspin. Trump campaign in the tailspin. Trump is losing it. Trump, everywhere. I'm like, dang, I can't find a decent video where I can go watch to talk about some kind
And
of.
that's part of that media thing too, because what if Trump really not? What if his camp really not in a frenzy? What if he's really not losing it? But when you can say that, look, they ABC blue, CNN blue. You know what I'm saying? You can just go through the list of the blues. I go in these people's houses every day, y'all. Do you know what these people sit up and watch all day? They have 2 and 3 TVs on listening to this show.
Yeah, man.
They soaking it in.
They just soaking it in.
Yeah. And that's why I said it does. Real quick, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It does feel like 2008 again. It was just like this energetic wave. They just got this energy again. Where 2 months ago they was like, "Oh man, Biden, woo, yay, let's go vote." Now it's like, yeah, we got
grassroots. I keep hearing her talk about different types of voting and who they're trying to target, who they're trying to spark stuff behind.
And who? Go ahead.
Well, you know what else is really smart about her campaign too? I know the other thing that you guys have had to have seen is the fact that her current husband had an affair.
Yeah,
his previous wife.
I seen that.
Her campaign has said absolutely nothing.
Damn.
There has been radio silence about that radio silence.
Acknowledge it. So
they ain't even acknowledge it.
It's getting smart. They ain't even giving it legs.
I mean, she didn't comment. He didn't comment. Y'all, another said she's not black, but she might be. She probably threatened that dude within an inch. It's like, you say something if you want to.
Say something.
Out of here. You see, she already don't carry his last name.
Yeah, they are beating them. They beating that GOP party up right now for real.
They are, man. And
they beating that GOP party up.
What, 90 days out? September, August, September? Yeah, I mean, you want
and this is what people gotta understand too, because I know how we sounding is making it sound like, well, shoot, she got it in the bag. That's what they want you to believe. Remember that the Electoral College does the voting. And as Bernard pointed out not long ago, a few episodes back, there is no law that hold the Electoral colleges to vote the way the people want them to vote.
Nope.
So with this agenda, we looking at it. What's the first 2 stories? We had a story with
removing mom and father.
Removing mom and these are the agendas. Removing mom and fathers, putting tampons in boys' bathrooms, and you had the person boxing with females
and the gay ABCs
and the gay ABCs and whatever you want to call it. These are the agendas. There is no way, and this is my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't see that there is no way that they are going to allow Trump in that office.
It's not going to happen, bro.
It's not going to happen. And it's not because that's what the people want. No. It's because that's what the executives of the corporation don't want.
All right, guys, we got to take a music break.
I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick music back, and then we'll take a quick music break, and then we will come back with a couple more topics for you.
Let's get it. I like this.
The Western Dream.
Let's take this clock and throw it in the water.
Y'all gotta be in your best behavior. A Western Dream by Obadiah Yahoo.
Let's get it.
Sleeping's all I know. Leave before I go. Tripping on the floor. Yeah, I woke up listening to the radio, jamming Listening all night to the stereo. I know I've been lost for quite some time. Playing all day, staying up all night. I hear that devil spinning up again. Head running wild, make me wanna sin. He'll bet your life if you let him win. Go ahead and kill that devil within. Sweet cherries, we ride. Can't figure out where he's hiding. They're waking up the line. Stay strong, children of Zion. Sweet chariots, we riding. Can't figure out where he's hiding. They're waking up the lion. Stay strong, children of Zion. Stay strong, sweet chariots, we riding. Can't figure out where he's hiding. They're waking up the lion. Stay strong, children of Zion. I'll kill that devil if he woke up there. Speak that name of the one who bled. Gave his life for the ones who said they love me. They love me. If I say I live for my king above, messing with my brothers who I call beloved, I'ma take that word that's protecting me and stay behind my other knee. Sweet chariots, we riding. Can't figure out where he's hiding. They're waking up the lion. Stay strong, children of Zion. Sweet chariots, we riding. Can't figure out where he's hiding. They're waking up the lion. Stay strong, children of Zion. Sweet chariots, we riding. Can't figure out where he's hiding. They're waking up the lion.
Man, Obi made me want to throw on some cowboy boots and a
What?
hat and go
Put a-
worship.
put a-
I love it.
Put a
twig in your
blade
mouth.
of wheat. Yeah, blade of wheat. You know what I'm saying? In my mind. Yeah. I was telling my wife that brother is in his own lane. He ain't got to worry about nobody. You know, like we got a 1,000,001 rappers. We got the R&B cats coming out, such as yourself.
Right, right.
I even done came across some neo soul sounding people that's in the truth, but
Yeah.
I can
Nobody
almost
doing
bet you ain't nobody fit to do
doing
this.
Nope.
And not only do he got country, he got like a sound kind of like it's not kind of like rock, but it's I don't know what you would call it, but he just got some good music. It's music.
Man, yeah, it's
It's music with
R&B music, rhythm and blues.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
what it is.
Yeah,
And,
I love it, man.
and I think
Yeah,
he
you,
only
and you know I'm a
needs that.
huge country fan, so when I heard that, my husband knew immediately to come share that one.
Right.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I told my wife this was before we got in the truth. I said, if you had married me, you'd have married a white boy. You'd have married a white boy with a lifted truck. I say that, sister.
I refuse to answer that on the grounds that I may incriminate myself.
I say that, sister.
All praises to the Most High for that, for sure.
Little white boy with a lifted truck.
I mean, I do like lifted trucks.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Them little trucks go hard, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Indeed, they do. Indeed, they do. All right. So next up.
Oh my God.
So dozens of migrants are on the terrorist watch list, and they were released into the U.S. according to House GOP. So I have to preface this with the information came across my feed from a very right news outlet. So this is what they reported. Nearly 100 illegal immigrants on the terror watch list have been released into the United States during the Biden administration, while Border Patrol agents have encountered migrants on the watch list from dozens of different countries. This is what a new House report is revealing. Under the Biden-Harris administration, of the more than 250 illegal aliens on the terrorist watch list who were encountered by Border Patrol at the Southwest border between fiscal years 2021 and 2023. You know, they calling Kamala border czar. The border czar who never was, basically, that between the jobs that she was given, or of the jobs that she was given, this was probably one of the most important, and she couldn't even get this one right.
She dropped the ball.
She dropped a huge ball. So that being said, how much does this information hurt Harris, if at all, or how does it help Trump, if at all?
I don't think it hurt her at all.
No, because again, like you keep saying at this show, the perception is their reality. How the media can make it look, they know that. It could be one total way at the border, but if the media is reporting it a liberal aspect, guess what? The 18 through 30-year-olds, their target, they're gonna vote Kamala because they're gonna say it didn't matter. It don't hurt her.
It don't matter. Exactly.
She can only do but so much. You can only do but so much. That's what's in their minds. And again, the Trump campaign, nobody's talking about that. They're talking about old boy DUIs. Like, I would be talking about his bill signing, about the tampons in the boys' bathroom. I'd be talking about this border control stuff. I will be talking about some points that Sarah Palin may have hint back, and John McCain. I'll be going all the way back to 2008. And I would make her say, what's her campaign? We can't go back. We won't go back. I would be flipping that around, but nobody's doing that. So that's why I agree. I don't think it'll hurt her.
Yeah, it ain't.
Yeah.
Well, I think, like you said earlier, they need to fire her. He needs to fire his entire management campaign. Just
But it's too late now. You can't. Right. Yeah, it's too. Yeah, you can't do it now. You know what I'm saying? It's too late in the game to fire that campaign group and to put another.
No, there's some key people that can be fired though. It ain't never too late for that.
Yeah. But the people who is concerned about. The people that's concerned about the border, and we talked about this on this show several times, like who you letting over here, right?
Right.
And what they gonna do when they activate it. We talk about that on this show. Right. You can't just open up the borders like that and expect everything to be okay. We have absolutely no idea who is over here in this country right now. Look, in the city of Houston, Texas, they say that Houston is I think they say it's the second most diverse city in the country, next to New York, if I'm not mistaken. I forget how many different languages that they have here. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot. And when I tell you, you have absolutely no idea who you ride next to when you on the freeway out here. You have no idea who you rub the shoulders with.
Right.
The point that I'm making is that the people who is concerned about the border, they don't vote Democrat.
Right.
This is why it's not going to hurt Kamala. Right. They don't vote Democrat.
Right.
We seen Kamala at her rally, and we seen the people that came to the rally. She had Megan Thee Stallion on the stage.
For why?
Why? You know what I'm saying? And they was eating it up. This is what their reality is. The majority of the black people that's on social media, check them out. That's following her, that's voting for her. They're not voting for her for no policies. They're not voting for her for no seriousness. They'll tell you if you're not with her, then unfriend me. But why are you voting for? Because she's black.
That's all, and that's it. They leave it at that.
And so we know that she's not biologically black, but she's black, people. In reality, we need to stop saying she's not black because she's black. Why? Because that's how the people perceive her.
Again,
that's the perception that she have.
That's the perception.
She's black.
She's black.
Even though she's not black, she's black.
She's black.
She black. And she got all of those black women behind her.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I mean, man, this is crazy. Yeah. What did the Most High say? Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge.
we lack. That's
And this is where we at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't think that. Yeah, her dropping the ball on the border, it ain't gonna hurt nothing, man. Because
listen at these numbers. Didn't mean to cut you off. I just real quick, but not for you. It says at the Border Patrol has encountered tens of thousands of migrants from countries that could present national security risks. You may have said these, but not, including 2,134 Afghan nationalists, 33,347 Chinese nationals, 541 Iranian nationals, 520 Syrian nationals, and 3,104 Uzbeki internationals. That does not include the untold numbers of potential terrorists that evaded Border Patrol to enter the U.S. as part of nearly 2 million gotaways. 2 million got away since the beginning of the Biden-Harris administration. Again, those numbers, and if you go back, what happened at the beginning of Biden's start, 2020, the Afghan war ended. Y'all remember all the images of them running after the planes? So from then to now, I think it's 2 million gotaways. It could be up to 5 million people that has entered and crossed this border. And they want them.
All they need to do is be activated.
That's it. And they want them all to be FOWs so they can vote.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that was the thing that I wanted to say too.
They're gonna phase. That's how you said earlier. They're gonna phase us out. This is out. Here you go. This is out. This is out. That's the agenda.
Right before we move on to the next topic, I don't necessarily want you guys to expound on it, but just something to think about. Where is the Hispanic vote right now? Is it Trump or Harris? Do we know? Has anybody been talking about it?
I think it's Trump.
I think it's Trump too.
Yeah,
they haven't said nothing.
I haven't heard.
That's why you ain't heard nothing about it because they lost. I think the Democrats lost the Hispanics a long time ago.
Okay,
so they ain't even targeted him anymore. He's like, whatever.
Yeah. Just curious because I mean you mentioned earlier about Houston and how diverse we are. We do have a huge Hispanic population, so just keep that in mind. So another stamp for Biden before he officially checks out of this thing. Evan Gershkovich. It was the biggest prisoner swap since the Cold War. 16 people were free from Russian custody. Foreign citizens held in Russia and numerous Russian political prisoners. Gershkovich, the former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, and the journalist and joint U.S.-Russian citizen Alsu Kermsheva were among the three that were released, or among the 16 that were released. Putin personally met the Russian prisoners with a red carpet reception at Moscow's airport, along with Kremlin guards in full dress uniform. So for him to greet them like that, for them to be celebrating their return home, it's got to be somebody big. It's not just no ordinary, run-of-the-mill person who was somewhere they wasn't supposed to be. This is somebody big. What are your thoughts on the swap, and do you think there's going to be any potential backlash?
It's going to be some backlash.
Yep. And it's all political. It's all political. Why now?
It's going to definitely be some backlash, man. One of the major reasons, though, that it's happening now, y'all give me something major that Biden has done since he's been in the office. What is his real legacy?
Increased gas prices, increased food prices.
Come on.
Horrible economy.
Come on. You in my notes. Did you read my notes while I was asleep?
Of course not.
That's exactly what it is. So with this right here, guess what? They can let him go off on a silver horse, man. It was Biden's administration that freed these individuals from these particular Russian prisons. You know what I'm saying? But the backlash from this here, man, we playing political games over here. Putin playing war games.
Yeah.
Putin is playing war games over there, man.
We playing somebody sank my battleship.
And that's exactly what we're playing.
Making it, it's all political. I mean, going back to Brittany Griner, you thought she was done. 1 minute she was done. She dressed out. She going to Serbia, and everybody know in Serbia the mountains, and that she going to what they call the work where you just smashing up rocks for the next
making big rocks into little rocks.
Right. Then the next thing you know, I wake up one morning and I'm like, is that Afro Brittany Griner on the airplane? She was released in an election year. See what I'm saying? So Putin is, these guys over across seas, they play for keep. They about their tradition, and that we over here play games. It's all about the perception, how it looks. He ain't did nothing since he been in office. All of a sudden, 16 people released. You could have been done that, bro. What's going on?
Could have done that. Exactly.
This should have been done 2 years ago. So, yeah, I think it's going to be quite the backlash.
That's a whole assassin that Russia got back. That was a whole assassin that he went to go hug with the Kremlin that was dressed up. He was happy to get him, man. He was happy to get him back. And so what the backlash gonna be, I can't say, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but it's going to be a backlash, man. And America has put us, and when I say us, I'm talking us too now. Us the people, because we here. You in the Carolinas, I'm in Texas. Yep. Our viewers in other states that are here in this country.
Yep.
The people who is running this boat have put our lives in jeopardy over and over and over again. And they continuing to do it, man. That right there, what he did, man, look. It's diabolical. Again,
like
this dude is an assassin. Y'all wrap that around y'all head, and we have absolutely no idea who the other people are that was released back to them.
It's almost like a Mission Impossible movie, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
James Bond type stuff, man.
Yes. It's crazy. So I mean, like the Ox said, this could have been done a long time ago, and it could have been done differently. Why do you think that Putin was holding American prisoners in jail?
Right.
For this very reason right here.
And Putin knew Biden's gonna drop out of the race. Kamala's gonna get, and to put a stamp on his legacy, I'm gonna get my assassins back. He knew that 2 years ago. He knew that. He know how America is. He said they're gonna do this right before the election to put a stamp on his legacy and to say, "Oh, look at the Democrats. Look what the liberals are doing." Who knew that? So he was like, "All right, whatever." Like I said, it's reckless. Is what it is. It's really reckless to do.
Oh, for sure. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
And this is what the blue folks, the real red people, the people that's really red, the red blood, how did they say it? Red blood Americans.
Red-blooded Americans.
Red-blooded Americans. This is what they are so upset about when it comes to this administration.
Yep.
Because they believe in the Constitution, like the
If
way
you're
we
a diehard American,
the way we believe in the word of the Most High.
Absolutely.
That's how they believe in that Constitution.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. They believe it is their Bible. That's what they
It is their Bible. And what they see in this administration doing
goes against all of their beliefs.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. So another war news. Jordan, Saudi's foreign minister tells Iran it must stay out of their airspace. So the Jordan foreign minister, Ayman Safidi, informed Tehran that if it responds to Israel's assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, Jordan will not allow it to enter airspace. Iran has repeatedly threatened to attack Israel following the assassination of Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh, and this was on Tuesday. Do you think there's going to be a response?
Yeah, probably not right now. It's going to be a response, though.
They'll respond. They almost have to.
So playing into the political game, going back to what you guys said about what happened with the prisoner swap and Putin knowing everything that he knows and who was going to be in office, do you think it would be ideal for them if Harris wins to then decide that they're going to make their move?
I know they don't
Because the
want
difference
Trump in
between
office.
difference
Exactly.
between
I'll
Harris in
tell you
office and
that.
Trump in office.
I can tell you that. All of this plays into the same thing that we've been talking about since the show began, which is the agendas. If you look at what the blue is doing, they are, and how often have we said this on this show? They sabotaging this place. And it's like they doing it intentionally.
Yeah, because the sale go to the highest bidder. It goes to the highest bidder. China, the UK,
Ding, ding, ding.
that's whoever behind the scenes. They go to that roast when they go to Rome every right before the election. You remember
Right.
Trump and Hillary had the picture where they shook the hands of the cardinal that
Right.
drunk beer, Heineken beer. This is my opinion. I truly believe that's when they tell them who's gonna win and
Right.
who has the rights. China made the highest bid. Russia made the highest bid. The king, he made the highest bid at 3.6 billion. Now they're going to be the ones, and their agenda is going to be telling you what to do. I think that's when, and this is what's at play. If they figure if one president wins, this is what they're going to do. If Kamala wins, this is what we're going to do.
This is what they're going to do. Exactly.
This is-
And that's why I say that it's going to be a response, but probably don't be now, but it's definitely going to be. And the Bible tells us that it's going to be a response. Understand who Iran is. Iran is the Medes
and Persians
that the Bible talk about, man. That's, you know what I'm saying? And so when you look at that, when they jump in, America got to jump in.
Right.
This is what we, you know what I'm saying? We got to understand. And that's why I say I don't think it's going to happen like right now. It's too early. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Keep in mind, though, we already stretched.
We're very stretched. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. That's why we talking about, that's why this country now is talking about what? Going back to a draft.
Yeah, man.
You only talk about going to a draft for a few reasons. Did that make sense? Well, anyway,
I understood.
You know what I'm saying?
I speak Sherry's.
Right. Well, one of those reasons is we are close to war. And that's what bothers me about us and the mind state that we have here in the West is that we got all of these signs that's showing that it's all unraveling, and we still concerned about what? Nothing.
Just crazy stuff.
World Games. What Cardi B doing? How you are running for president of supposed to be the strongest nation in the world, and you got Megan Thee Stallion on stage twerking?
Make it make sense.
Give us some seriousness. Let us know how you are going to save us, y'all. Please, I'm not looking to her to save me. These super rules. You know what I'm saying? But but come on, man. Like, this is mockery to us as people, though. Man, look, we gonna throw Megan Thee Stallion on stage. We gonna come out with Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. We got them. I'm gonna come out here with this fake Southern accent that I got, and talk about how they just weird. You know what I'm saying? We got that's mockery, and we don't even see it.
Right. We don't. And the sad thing is we don't want to see it. We want to have a good time. Because a good time is the resolution or the solution to being oppressed. So I want something to make me feel good.
Do something to make me feel
good. That's do something to make me feel better. What was that?
Play Chicago.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and like you said, while we're doing that, these boys, they will tell us bruise down. This ain't your book. This is still our book. And they go by Persians and the Medes and the fake Israel. They go by King Darius and Artaxerxes. They go by that. So when they look in Daniel and they see Artaxerxes, they say this is what's happening now. or King Darius did this in the 5th year of the 11th reign of. So this is what they say. No, that's not ours. They say it's theirs, and they go by that. So, like you said, we know that it's our prophecy dealing with us, but they think it's them. So they go by this, and they are moving in that timeline. But they don't know that our power is allowing them to do that. They think it's them. And that's what we are, man. It's a mockery.
Right.
Like you say, it's a mockery, man. It's a mockery.
All right, we got to take another music break, guys. So next up we have Tay Yahawada, Same Curses.
Let's get it.
Right.
Suave.
Say y'all do it for the lost sheep.
Call me back.
You gotta heal the sick. Different neighborhood, same curse. We used to hop on with that shit, get the curve. Different neighborhood, same curse. Yeah, I'm your brother, you my brother, it ain't worth. Different neighborhood, same curse. We used to hop on with that, get the curve. Different neighborhood, same curse. Yeah, I'm your brother, you my brother, it ain't worth. Look, I was just like you was sliding too. My heart was cold, that shit was blue. They never told that we was Jew. That brother Logan never knew. He walk around, he mugging you. What else am I supposed to do? Respect, I'm out to make it true to tech. I'm out to aim at you. Gun on me, but I done grew the father. Seen all I've been through. My people lost, don't got a clue. They dealing with them curses too. His father gone, he never knew. The streets is all he ever knew. He right there on the avenue. He see I'll be let it loose. You ever seen a mama crying? They tell me what that do to you. Yellow tape up on the scene. You on your way, don't get the view. His baby mama crying too. You mad cause you ain't get the shoot. Same story everywhere. These curses got my people through. Different neighborhood, same curse. We used to hop on with that shit, get the curve. Different neighborhood, same curse. Yeah, I'm your brother, you my brother, it ain't worth. Different neighborhood, same curse. We used to hop on with that, get the curve. Different neighborhood, same curse. Yeah, I'm your brother, you my brother, it ain't worth.
Well, that was abrupt.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
All right, well, we missing one. And,
Yeah, we
I
we'll
feel
get-
like I should do a theme song while we're waiting on.
there he is. He's back.
Oh, okay, there we go.
All right. Oh man, we got a good one tonight. Short but sweet. And it really goes along and right in line with what we've been talking about, these agendas. Operation Breadbasket, man. I've heard of this before, and it was really truly the foundation of like the real affirmative action, fighting for our rights. Now we know what affirmative action turned into, and in this story, you're gonna hear a name, and you're gonna think about, okay, this is when this stuff changed. You remember how in hip hop, in the 80s and the early 90s, hip hop was our voice. With no corporate sponsors, it was just us, grassroots, real authentic, how we felt about being here, how we felt about things. And then when Russell Simmons introduced hip hop to the corporate world, all these sponsors start, and now you hear rappers, they can't say certain things because it goes against the agenda. Well, this is what happened with Operation Breadbasket. And we've talked before how our churches, in the head of the civil rights movement at the forefront, it was a foundation of good and great intentions for our people. But then along the way, when MLK woke up and they got him out of the way, when JFK was waking up and they got him out of the way, it turned into this sold out corporate kind of thing. And instead of us being for us, we sold it to them, and they were able to fund it and turn it to theirs. And this, I'm gonna read this article in this story, and you're gonna hear a certain name, you're gonna be like, oh, that's where it happened. So yes, again, beyond critical race theory equals critical race facts. And tonight we're going to talk about Operation Breadbasket. Operation Breadbasket program begun in 1962 by the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, the SCLC, that aimed at improving the economic status of African Americans through a boycott of white-owned and white-operated businesses that refused to employ African Americans or to buy products sold by African American-owned businesses. After initial success, the program gradually increased in scope until the early 1970s. Remember that. So this is what happened. Leon Sullivan, pastor of Zion Baptist Church in Philadelphia, is often credited with developing the strategy at the center of Operation Breadbasket. After witnessing a boycott Sullivan led in Philadelphia in 1958, the SCLC, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, asked him to organize a similar campaign in Atlanta. The campaign there, which began in 1962 and represented the start of Operation Breadbasket, won promises of 5,000 jobs at local companies. In the wake of that success, the SCLC established similar campaigns in other southern cities. It also targeted Chicago, placing the civil rights activist, there you go in the middle, Jesse Jackson, in charge of its efforts in that city in 1966. This is 3 years after, of course, MLK. You see where I'm going with this. I told y'all it was a name you got to remember. Jackson led a campaign that focused on white-owned grocery, soft drink, and dairy companies that made large profits in African-American neighborhoods and communities. Jackson also advocated support of African-American banks as a route to economic development for so-called Black communities. At those banks, he argued, African-American business owners would be less likely to face discrimination when applying for loans. See, Operation Breadbasket wasn't just food, it was a whole thing that was supposedly to help us. The strategy pursued in each Operation Breadbasket campaign followed a similar pattern. SCLC leaders began by sending letters to companies so as to gather information about employment categories and numbers, as well as the numbers of African Americans employed. They usually found that African Americans were either excluded from employment entirely or relegated to the lowest paying jobs. Leaders then attempted to educate companies about the effects of employment discrimination and low wages on Black families, such as poverty and inadequate housing. Companies that refused to change their hiring practices were targeted for a boycott. Operation Breadbasket. And so that's just a little bit of, I'm gonna do a second part, and y'all gotta remind me to do a second part of this because there's more. But I wanted to stop right there because again, that name, Jesse Jackson. It started out good with the first pastors. It was like, look, we in poverty. Our communities are not getting loans for houses. We can't open up businesses unless it's a liquor store or a grocery store that sells liquor and some gambling place. We can't open banks. We can't open hospitals. So Operation Breadbasket was designed to stop that. But again, when you talk about, it says Jackson also advocated support of African American banks as a route to economic development for Black communities. Well, it started out that way, but in the 80s, that's when he sold out, and it became TANF, food stamps, and instead of us providing for us, they gave it to the government.
That's right, the government.
They gave it to the government. So I'm gonna do a part two. What you guys think about that? Because there's a little bit more. It's actually a lot more. So I didn't. Wouldn't have to. It's a lot to it, and I want to do it again. But what you guys think about that, man? Operation Breadbasket is
First thing came to my mind is they've been using the black church to hold so-called black people down for years. Like this is their go-to. This is their absolute go-to, and it's unfortunate. It's always those big time pastors that sign these back door, back of the shed deals.
there you go.
You know, I'm gonna get this money, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna what did Martin Luther King say? I have integrated my people into a burning house. It just continues to happen. History just keeps repeating itself.
You know, the most I talk about the pastors in Ezekiel, and a punishment that they're going to receive for selling his people out to the enemy.
Yeah, man.
They have always needed, the government have always needed Jesse Jacksons,
Always.
Al Sharptons, because they look like us. Being crumps. Because they look, you know, what killer was that in New York that they said it had to been a white guy because there's no way. No, it had to been a black guy because there's no way a white guy could come into the neighborhood and.
That wasn't in New York. That was in Atlanta.
Oh, that was Atlanta.
That was Atlanta.
Okay, yeah. Atlanta. That's right. You know
the
what
Atlanta
I'm saying?
child killers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The reason why I bring that up is because look, man, if I'm gonna infiltrate with people that look like you. So Jesse Jackson came at a price.
That's what happened with in the Black Panther Party.
That's what happened in the Black Panther Party. Exactly. That's what happened with the Crips and Bloods. You go back and you go and do a history on the Crips and the Bloods. They did not start off as street gangs that was rivals against each other, that wanted to kill each other. They started off as neighborhood protectors.
That's it. Feeding the children.
So who infiltrated
homeless. So again, in the middle of that story, as soon as I seen his name, I was like, boy, they'll step to him, but like, we like what you're doing. We love what you're doing. Good for your people.
That's how they do it.
But we're gonna give you some more money.
That's right.
To do this. And then they tell another pastor, they'll tell another pastor that's Jesse's rival or Jesse's friend that they know could turn to rival. Look, we're gonna give you this much money. Jesse came to us and asked us for this much money. And the pastor be like, what? He gonna do what? Sell out my people. So they'll give him this money to say this speech at this church on a certain day where Jesse's in town. And that's
and allow the political entities to come into their church and speak.
That was the whole point of the 501c3.
Yep.
That's how it happened.
That was the whole point behind the 501c3. Now, why is it that the church has always been used? Because they know who we are.
They know.
We have been religious.
Easy target.
It's in our bones to be religious. It's in our bones so they know all these Negroes gonna be in these churches, whether it's Baptist church or Church of Christ church or some of the Adventist church or whatever church. They're gonna be in these churches because they're gonna pray to their God. They're gonna pray to their Jesus. We got to get pastors. Go look at they clone Tyrone. Oh man, I don't care how many times you watch that. You're gonna learn something new about they clone Tyrone.
Yep.
And all of these preachers in all of these cities in all of these states are nothing more than clones of each other.
That's it, man. That's it.
Doing the exact same thing.
All right.
So stay tuned. Operation Breadbasket Part 2 coming soon.
All right. Can't wait.
Let's get it. No, I'm just messing with, but not when
it's not even music break. So you are out of order, sir. Y'all gonna be back on the clock next week. You can thank him for this.
Gonna be back. Run it down, breathing down our neck.
So last one up on the stage is I Quit. Paul Dans, Project 2025 director. He steps down amid backlash from the Trump campaign. So if you haven't started researching Project 25, please do. Hearing bits and pieces from this show or any other show that you may listen to is not the same as reading and researching for yourself. So Trump has apparently taken issue with how Project 25 was being handled, citing things he or his campaign never agreed with or partnered on. Harris's team is threatening to expose Project 25, but the contents of the project are available online. So I don't know how much exposing they will be doing. It must be something in there that most folks are unawares of. But based on what you know about Project 25 and what Trump's camp is saying, and Harris' camp threatening to expose the project, do you believe there's another reason that Paul Dan stepped down?
Most definitely. You just said it yourself that Harris is exposing Project 2025. And since the day that she took the nominee, she's been using Project 2025 as a scare tactic. Am I correct?
Yeah,
She's been
I've heard it
using
come
as
up a couple
scare.
times.
So Trump camp is probably thinking that any mentions of Project 2025 is a threat to their success. You know, we can't be rocking with this right now. So Trump and his camp, they got to make it appear as if they're stepping away from Project 2025.
Right.
That's, you know, this is what they got to do because you got Kamala Harris, man. Listen to her talk. Every time she talk, she bring up Project 25. In that article that we had, it said in recent months, and this is why I feel the way that I feel too about this. It said in recent months, Trump has lashed out against Project 2025, calling some of its ideas absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. And he said that he's strained to distance himself. See, he is strained to distance himself from the work, claiming that he had no idea who was behind it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And how in the world can you be the main man on the Republican ticket and you don't know who is behind the most important document of your party?
Campaign, right, of your party. Like, how you don't know that, bro? When I seen that article, I was like, come on, Trump. Like, you actually gonna tell somebody that in an interview, like you this and that, but you see, again, listen to the language. You see, it said he's strained to distance, meaning it's hard to pull away from this thing because people know, like, bro. And here's another fact. I didn't mean to cut you off. Was you done?
No, you good. You good.
Here's another fact in that article. This is why it says strained. Again, you got to listen to the language that they use. At least 140 people who worked in the Trump administration had a hand in the project. Boy, that's bad.
So how do you not know who's behind?
Trump, come on, bro. How do you not know who's behind 100? And that's not something we put. That is a fact. And he knows this. And again, like we said before, not endorsing Trump. I endorse the Most High. I don't vote Trump, Harris, whatever. So, but here's why we keep saying Trump need to fire his campaign staff and Harris campaign
need to get theirs a raise.
Because you know why? Here it is. Project 2025 is on the ballot because Donald Trump is on the ballot. Harris campaign manager Julie Chavez Rodriguez said, this is his agenda written by his allies for Donald Trump to inflict on our country. Y'all, this is what they're telling the 18-year-old and the 24-year-old voters.
Listen to that language. Read that one more time.
Listen to this language.
Listen to that language.
Donald Trump has strained to distance himself from the work. Why? Here's the facts. At least 140 people who worked in the Trump administration had a hand in the project. On the flip side, this is what Harris' campaign is saying. Project 2025 is on the ballot because Donald Trump is on the ballot. Harris' campaign manager, Julie Rodriguez, said, this is his agenda written by his allies for Donald Trump to inflict on what? Our country. So they say it's Donald agenda written for and by Donald Trump to inflict pain on the country.
Right.
And that's why he's straining to distance. You know
to
why?
To distance himself from
like Ak and Banaf said earlier. You know why? Because the media is pushing that, so people starting to believe it. Oh yeah, this is his. Oh yeah, Donald Trump, you was really gonna do that, man? Oh, I know who I'm voting for. If you ain't for Harris, the people type it. If you're not for Harris,
and it's like Bernard said too. I would encourage you. Now it's 999 pages. I'm sure ain't nobody gonna read 999 pages, but there is a table of content. Go into Project 2025. There are some things in there that make you be like, what? But there are also some things in that Project 2025 that you be like, yo, I can rock with this show. The whole document is not as bad as the Democratic Party is making it to be.
Right.
I mean,
right.
On what it is that the Ak was just saying, Kamala Harris and the picture that the Democrats is painting for Project 2025 is that Trump is trying to set himself up to be a dictator over the American people. This is the picture that they're using now. Why did it work for the Democratic Party? Because the people who vote Democrat, they don't read. They ain't finna go into that document.
Yeah, man.
If they did go into the document, they gonna do the same thing that they do with everybody else. It don't matter. How many times you told somebody what's good for them and they just take the dietary laws. Hey, you know when you're eating shrimp, you're eating cockroaches, right? I don't care. It's good.
Good to me. But I put some of
that
jerk sauce on it.
It's good to me.
Yeah.
You know, so to answer your question, what's his name? Paul Dance. He was probably asked to step down, make the statement that he made as to why he stepped down. Now the Republican Party can assure the people that Project 2025 is going to be tabled and it's no longer going to be a threat. While Harris camp is telling everybody, listen, Project 2025 is on the ballot. Donald Trump is on the ballot. That's what the Ock just read a while ago. He's on the ballot. And so this is what he's trying to inflict on his people. I don't think Project 2025 is going to go nowhere. Because in that article, you guys remember reading in that article where it says that this is a document that could be used for any administration at any time.
And they gonna use it because they're gonna have in the minds of the people that put her in the White House that it was his and that they nixing it out of the way, but they're gonna use it. And let me tell y'all before I turn it over, one of the things in there that is scary is the HUD development, the Housing of Urban Development Project. And guess who?
I haven't got into that part yet.
They got your boy.
Pay attention.
I haven't got into that part. You got into that part? You read that part? I've been in the economics part. Yeah. I've been reading the economic part.
Ben Carson. Yeah.
That dude there's the devil. Ben Carson is a dead Al Sharpton.
Yeah. He the one that wrote that the HUD development and the plans they got for urban housing.
Well, you know what his title was? What his title was with
director,
and it's hard to believe that this Negro grew up in the projects.
It's hard to believe, and the stuff they got planned for y'all, some of y'all single mothers, and listen to me,
man.
Y'all will be
for real. Go read Project 2025. It's just like a recipe book, right? Not every single recipe in a recipe book are you ever going to try and cook. There's some recipes in there that you like. There's some that you don't like. You use the ones you like. And you take it, don't even pay attention to the ones that you don't like. But the slight difference in this is you better pay attention to all of it.
You better pay attention. Yeah, that's for real. You better pay attention to all of it. This is what we was talking about at the start of the show, that this stuff that's coming down the pike that done already started moving. Yep. And that's the thing, man. When they look, man, the government purpose was never to take care of the people or to rule over the people. The government was always supposed to be owned by the people.
Yep.
That's why it's not, they be talking this democracy stuff. This is the problem with not reading. The people who started this country, I ain't gonna call them our forefathers, but the people who started this country never wanted a democracy. In fact, Thomas Jefferson said, look, I gave you a republic. All you got to do is keep it. They took the republic from you. Go learn the difference between republic and democracy. It's a vast difference. But because words have been changed so much and words have taken away, the majority of the people in 2023 have absolutely no idea what a republic is.
Right.
2024.
And that's what I was saying. I didn't mean to talk about single mothers, but I was saying what their plan is. Because
right. I understood.
For single mothers out, the plan that they have written out, it's going to target they go. It's like almost like luring you in. Yeah, come on,
Right.
we're gonna get
Right.
you free housing and free
Right.
food and everything.
Right.
And they
Right.
go, boy.
All right, fellas. It's been a great one.
Oh, we have to. Oh,
we
man.
are at the end of our show. We appreciate everybody joining. We will make this commitment. We will start breaking down some of Project 2025 on the show. For those of you who are interested and don't necessarily have the time to read 999 plus pages, we're going to hit some of the highlights starting next week. So you'll hear some more about it. But that's all I have. You guys want to do your closeouts?
Nah, this has been great. I dig this, man.
Yeah, that's been great. Sunday, 7:00, we got David Myers of Light LLC that is gracing the cover of the Light Hebrew magazine. Brew News is going to be joining us on the R&B Hook. So 7 p.m. this Sunday. Stay with us. And shouts to the Facebook fam. Shouts to everybody. YouTube, Facebook, Nasaya TV. But Facebook, 36 shares, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in and sharing the podcast and sharing the show. And
we love y'all. We love y'all. And if y'all are watching us on Facebook, do us a favor. Scroll over to YouTube. Type in Truth Be Told Flex Podcast and hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell, that notification. That way you'll get know when we put out new content as well. We love y'all. We thank y'all. Bernat, you did a great job tonight.
All right. Well, that being said, twice out, and we're gonna take it out with How Many Times by Roshan Judah. Old pioneer of the show.
Let's get it.
Get it.
Boy, y'all.
Judah King 2. Jones on the beat, boy. Yeah. It's a rock boy 28. Strive for the truth until death, and the Most High shall fight for you. Proverbs 24:16. A just man falls 7 times, better get back up, man. Well, I got a question. Well, I got a question. Did you just fall? Did you just fall? Another question. How many times? How many times? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Put on the armor and breastplate. Knock off a demon like checkmate. Pull up the Bible the tech way. Jump on the battle, get ready. Christ coming back with machete. We taking off like a Chevy. Don't you be slipping it, don't you be clubbing it, don't you be fornicating, going ham, don't you be twerking all up on the gram. Yeah, cause we got a job to do, and I'm trying to chill and get paid. I'm talking heavenly gaze. Man, you know it's the endo. So why are you in the strip club trying to see what it hit for? Take out a demon with headshot. Lie to your brother, you bet not. Focus the kingdom, the best spot. Make sure you're not putting out dead works in this walk. Grind into the very end. Those who have suffered in the flesh have ceased from sin. Don't make excuses. Mortify flesh only. Yeah, so I got a question. Said I got a question. Did you just fall? Yeah, did you just fall? I don't know. Another question. How many times? Yeah, how many times? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Priesthood like a Levite. Going high like a peak height. Kick a demon like he knee high. Spray him off like a flea bite. Last call for the road. Better gain self-control. If you want to see the road, paved up in the gold. Christ coming with an army. In a rage, he ain't coming for charming. Laying bodies down, that is the karma. Last days moving up from the former. Yeah, so you need to get stronger. Body mass building, pumping the armor. Judah King off the block here to warn you. Yeah, I ain't done, I'm just warming. Knock a evil spirit out like I'm forming. End times, check the global and warming. Judah King. Yeah, so nobody can save you. You control only your destination. Do the work like an administration. Yeah, so I got a question. Said I got a question. Did you just fall? Yeah, did you just fall? Another question. How many times? How many times? Yeah, how many times?